Here is the story. I'm still reeling from the disastrous stay at the Hotel Excelsior Splendide Bellagio. Let me tell you, it was a catastrophe from the moment I stepped foot into that so-called grand hotel. The building itself looks lovely, but don't be fooled, dear reader. It's all just a facade. As I entered the lobby, I was immediately struck by the lack of warmth and welcoming vibes. The staff seemed disinterested, almost annoyed that I had arrived. I mean, shouldn't they be happy to see me, considering I'm paying them to stay there? But no, they just kind of existed. Like a bunch of soulless robots going through the motions. I was shown to my room, and that's when the real nightmare began. The room was dated, like seriously dated. I felt like I had stepped back into the 80s. The bedding was stiff and rough, like they had forgotten to wash it for months. And don't even get me started on the bed itself. It was like sleeping on a rock, I kid you not. I woke up with aches and pains all over my body. But hey, maybe the breakfast would make up for it, right? Wrong, the breakfast was a joke. Sugary cereals, stale toast and cold meats. I mean, where's the love, where's the care? It's not that hard to make a decent breakfast, people. And don't even get me started on the lack of fresh fruit. Like, what kind of hotel doesn't have fresh fruit? And then there was the service. Oh boy, the service. It was like they had hired a bunch of teenagers who had never worked in the service industry before. They were clueless, incompetent and downright rude. I asked for a simple thing like a towel, and it took them 20 minutes to bring it to me. And don't even get me started on the bathroom. No hand towels, only tea towels. Like, what's the difference, right? Well, let me tell you, it's a huge difference. It's like they didn't even care about the little things that make a stay comfortable. And the toilet paper holder, non-existent. I had to balance the roll on the bidet, like some kind of circus act. But what really gets my goat is the complete lack of attention to detail. Like, did they not think that guests might want to refill their water bottles? Because, guess what, there was no space to do so. And the water was portion controlled, like I was some kind of prisoner. I mean, what's next? Rationing out the oxygen. Now I know what you're thinking. Why didn't you just leave? Well, dear reader, it's not that simple. I had already paid for the stay, and I was stuck in this godforsaken town with no other options. So I was stuck in this dump, feeling like a prisoner in my own room. You know, it's not just about the Hotel Excelsior Splendide Bellagio. It's about the principle of the thing. It's about the fact that they're taking advantage of people, scamming them with their grand facade and subpar service. It's about the fact that they don't care about their guests, as long as they're lining their pockets with cash. So I implore you, dear reader, don't fall for the trap.
Oh, I was just looking around Hotel Excelsior Splendide Bellagio, and it's so beautiful, but some things here are not so nice. Like the stores and streets near the hotel, they can be tricky for tourists. First, the shops here, they sometimes have these fake gelato places. Like, the gelato looks so bright and colorful, but it's all fake, full of bad stuff. And then boom, they charge you like 10 euros for a tiny cone, and they don't even tell you the price until after. How mean is that? I bet the tourists just stood there, shocked and paid because they didn't want trouble. And the shop, probably still there, doing the same thing to new people. Then, oh my god, the street sellers near the shops, so aggressive. Some buskers put their money jars far away, and if you accidentally knock it over, they scream at you to pay. Like what? That's so unfair. I can just imagine some poor tourist just walking and suddenly they're surrounded, feeling scared. And the buskers probably just moved to another spot to trick someone else. And the worst, these people with clipboards, they come up to you near the shops all smiley like, sign this petition for charity. But then, surprise, they demand money, and if you say no, they follow you, pressure you. I bet some tourists just gave cash to make them go away. And those scammers, probably still out there, preying on nice people. Oh, and the discount stores? They look fancy, like real luxury, but it's all fake. Tourists buy a designer bag and later, oops, it falls apart. And the shop, gone by next season like they were never there. It's just sad, Hotel Excelsior Splendide Bellagio is so lovely, but the area around it. You have to be careful. Some people here just want to take your money. And the worst part, they keep doing it because tourists leave and never come back to complain. The dark side of Bellagio, a warning to travelers. The businesses near Hotel Excelsior Splendide Bellagio * are a masterclass in disappointment. If you're expecting charm, quality, or even basic competence, lower your expectations. This is not a place where service thrives. This is where hospitality goes to die. Let's start with the Bellagio Hotel and Casino ***, a place where elegance is just a thin veneer over dysfunction. Guests report feeling unsafe, like the woman who was followed to her room by a stranger in the elevator, only for security to vanish like a ghost when she needed them. Then there's the room situation, waiting hours while watching others check in effortlessly, as if the front desk operates on a lottery system. And cleanliness? Forget it. Old food left behind from previous guests suggests housekeeping treats vacuuming like an optional extra. Now sporting Bellagio ***, a place where the concept of value has been abandoned. The pool, a freezing, neglected mess with debris floating like unwanted guests. The food, overpriced and underwhelming, served by staff who seem to have been trained in indifference. One visitor described their pizza as a crime against Italy, topped with sad, oily vegetables that looked like they'd been forgotten in a pantry since the 90s. And don't even think about smoking near the pool, unless you enjoy being scolded like a child for breaking rules that may or may not exist. Punta Spartivento * is where dreams of a scenic meal go to drown. The views, stunning. The experience, a nightmare. Diners report condescending waitstaff, microscopic portions, and prices that feel like a personal insult. One guest's phone was nearly thrown out with the napkins because nothing says fine dining like staff treating your belongings like trash. Then there's Bar Pasticceria Rossi ***, a place where rudeness is part of the menu. Tourists report being overcharged, ignored, or outright scolded for daring to ask simple questions. One couple was told their panini would take forever, so they left, only to be met with hostility for not waiting indefinitely. Another group watched as their Havana Club bottle was refilled with mystery liquor right in front of them. Classy. At Lido di Bellagio ***, the only thing more shocking than the prices is the audacity of the staff. Expect microwaved meals, raw lasagna, and waiters who act like serving you is a personal burden. One guest was charged €100 for a beach club experience that turned out to be a deserted, dirty patch of concrete. The promised Prosecco, only after an argument. And finally, Bellagio Bar Splendide ***, where the pizza is an insult to Italy and the service is an insult to humanity. Wrong orders are brought out, then angrily corrected by slapping new toppings on cold pizza. One diner's gnocchi was so bad, the chef screamed at them for not knowing how to cook. Another was chased down by